Vernon Avenue and Highway 100 Interchange Project update. This is meeting number 17. This will be our last meeting of the year for these virtual meetings. And then we'll determine over the winter if we continue these next year. And if we do, we'll make updates to the Better Together page and let people know. Just a reminder that we are recording. The presentation is going to be recorded and then we post it to the Better Together page very soon after. I also post all the slides from the meeting. So meeting 17, last one for this year, November 13th, 2025. I am Chad Milner, Engineering Director. And I think the big shout out is just thank you for the patience. And we'll get into some big project updates here, what it looks like starting Saturday morning versus in 2026. But just a big thank you for attending these meetings and being part of our project. Our goals, which we talk about every time: improve safety and mobility of all users, create new separated pedestrian routes, improve traffic operations, consolidate those access points. You're going to see that on Saturday morning when this facility is opened around Highway 100, to name a few of the goals that we have for the project. This is the project. Again, it started west of Interlochen Boulevard on Vernon Avenue. We had two bridges. One is at the CP Railroad junction with Vernon Avenue, that bridge. The other bridge is over Highway 100 and the on and off ramps, and it ends just west of Grange Road on the east side of Highway 100. We have been communicating in many methods, so thank you for receiving those, participating. Again, the best area to get future updates is the bettertogetheredina.org/Vernon Highway 100. Again, this is the last bi-weekly virtual meeting that we'll have this year, and then we'll think about next year going forward. What did we tell you in September, early September? We said that on stage 4, we're going to close all the off ramps, on and off ramps to Highway 100. And we said that we were going to close those until mid-November. And we are indeed going to reopen those Saturday morning, Friday night into Saturday morning this week. So we met that promise, or at least a big portion of the project with the Highway 100 bridge and the on and off ramp. So starting Saturday morning, you will be able to use the bridge. You can see arrows that were added to the graphic. So if you're coming southbound on 100 and you take the exit ramp, there'll be a stop sign at the top. You can go straight through the intersection and loop around Hilltop to get Arcadia Avenue. You can take a left and head towards the 50th and France district, or you can get back on the highway. If you're heading northbound to Highway 100, you can take the new exit alignment here, and you can take a right heading towards City Hall and 50th and France district, or left, and that'll send you onto that on-ramp where I assume you'll want to take the Hilltop exit to get to Arcadia Avenue. And then what we told you last week is we didn't, or 2 weeks ago, that there was an opportunity that this northbound on-ramp to 100 was not going to be open. It will also be opened. There is work that needs to be done with the noise wall planking. Contractor can do some of that work under traffic. There's a portion towards the end of that ramp where it gets very narrow, and they are coming up with options on how to do that work and also detail if there's going to be traffic impacts at that time. So everything to the basically the east of Arcadia Avenue will be open Saturday morning. Stop signs are going to be the traffic control to start, and then traffic signals will be continuing to be placed, the power, all that stuff over the next few weeks to a couple months, depending on the power needed to supply those traffic signals. West of Arcadia Avenue with the big X, that will be closed for the winter. And then the intersection of Interlochen Boulevard, Gus Young, and Vernon Avenue on the very west side of the project. Eventually that intersection is going to be open so people can access from Interlochen right to Gus Young Lane and access many of those businesses within Grandview near Devani's, the Starbucks, and some of the other businesses in that area. I look for Saturday morning, opening the on and off ramps, making it much easier to access 50th and France and the Grandview District. Vernon Avenue Bridge, we've talked about the delays there, but work has started on that west abutment. Ames will continue to work as weather allows. The operations will stop until spring, pending weather. I already mentioned Gus Young will reopen that with a temporary signal, is what the plan is at this point. The new bridge is estimated to be complete in midsummer, and the cost impacts are still unknown. So 2 weeks ago, I showed you the picture in the bottom left. They were forming a bunch of stuff. Picture on the top right is what it looked like yesterday. So they got a lot of that poured. They have a big pour planned for tomorrow to finish the abutment. After that gets enough strength, they can start backfilling up to a point where they build retaining walls on each side and the foundations for those retaining walls. We'd really like, and if weather allows, to get the foundations for the retaining walls in and a portion of this backfilled before a big freeze up. So then they could place the beams across this winter at some point. So once the beams are across, then they could really start operations without load restrictions next spring to start to form up the forms to pour the deck. So there's a great opportunity if they can get that far with weather, would really expedite the operations next spring, and they won't be impacted by load restrictions or less impacted. What else is going on? So the noise wall planks at multiple locations, still an unknown schedule. Those will start going up along Vernon and that northbound on-ramp at some point. Still don't know. The materials haven't showed up. Ames will do site cleanup as they're doing now, especially where the road's going to reopen on Saturday. So that is happening. They're going to continue to work again, trying to build enough to place those beams either now or over the winter to avoid those load restrictions in the spring. And the contractor or Ames will continue to use the old public works site, 5146 Eden Avenue, as a stockpile area over the winter. They will tidy it up, clean it up, but there will be equipment and materials stored and stockpiled there over the winter. And then some pictures. So this is a picture of Interlock and Vernon. You can see the new crosswalk markings are there. You can see the signal pole base ready for the signal when that comes. And the final paving is complete basically through this intersection. Picture on the left is looking east towards the new bridge. You can see the turn lane markings, pavement markings, light poles are installed, sidewalks are done. A lot of the stuff ready to get open to traffic is complete. Picture on the right, we planted 3 trees on the median on the east side of the bridge on the 50th Street side. So those trees went in yesterday. You can see the pavement markings are done, light poles, and a few of that miscellaneous stuff is still happening. Picture on the left is eastbound with the 2 new left turn lanes on to northbound High 100. So the pavement markings, the arrows, that's done. And the picture on the right is looking back down the new on-ramp alignment. So you're looking south, which would be the northbound off-ramp. So you can see the lane designations, the new crosswalks. Can't quite see the push button thing. That's not up yet. Those will be installed with the signals, new light poles. But this is something, this will be the new off-ramp that'll be open on Saturday morning. And then we wanted to compare the rendering on the left to something we've been showing you the whole time. So the railings, the new head crossings, crosswalks, pedestrian push buttons, median turn lanes. And this is an approximate location of that yesterday. Still a lot of equipment, but you can see the crosswalks, ped ramp, the light pole. Like I mentioned, the push button isn't in yet. See the medians, the turn lanes. So it's looking very similar to the renderings that were completed a long time ago. And then similar to the rendering that down on the highway, what the bridge will look like. Note that the forms are still need to be stripped from the bridge, but you can see the finish on this side matches the finish adjacent on the rendering, various 2 light poles. There's the 2 light poles that were shown in the rendering, kind of the feel for that structure. So we are right there matching those renderings with the actual construction. And with that, I'll stop sharing. Again, if there's questions, please put it in the chat. There's my email if you wanted to email me separately. Let me get out of the PowerPoint and check the chat. So if you got any questions, please type it into the chat and I can help answer those at this time. Otherwise, give me a call, send me an email, check the website. New update was just done this morning. Any questions? Okay, I see a lot of people dropping off. So if you got specific questions, send me an email. Appreciate your patience with the project, and we'll post these details later this week. Thanks, everybody.